Pascal Meyer, you're the founder of QoQa.ch. Let's start about your clients, your community, how you call them. They're very active, they test your products. What role do they play in your success?
They play a very important role because they are deciding what will be the product of tomorrow. They are also giving feedbacks to other users to let them know if the product is nice, if it's a good price, if it's a great opportunity or not. So people are really exchanging together. And yes, we call it a community, not a customer.
Why is it so important to have this community?
For us, the main difference between a customer and a community is really the fact that people are involved in the choice of the product or the fact that we give them a different service. If you are just a customer, I will tell you just go and refer to our conditions. But if you're part of a community, it's like a friend. So you will do your best to make your friend happy. So for me, that's the main difference.
You've developed sub-sites like QWine, Kids, Cooking. How is this working?
So the thing is that we started with QoQa at the beginning, and then we decided with a close friend of mine to make some wine on QoQa, and then the community reacted and said, but you know nothing about wine. So I said, no, but it's not me, I have an expert here, he's my friend Benoit, and then he explained why and what, and we found out that Swiss people are drinking a lot of wine. So then we started with QWine. Then the community said, okay, it's nice, we have some electronical products on QoQa, and we have some wine on QWine, but you know, we are also doing a bit of sports, so why not making something in the sports industry? So
any more in the pipeline, or?
For the time being, not more in the pipeline. We have different concepts coming, but not in for a new vertical.
Did you ever have a flop, something that really didn't work?
Sure, we have that. I think at least 2-3 times a month. Some products that are really not. I mean, it's not something that the community would like. So we have comments, and it doesn't work, and it's a real flop. Yeah.
And do you lose money?
We lose money for some product. We gain money with others. So in average, we are all fine, so it's good.
Recently you said that the deal that the Swiss Post made with Amazon was not cool. What's the strategy there?
For me, the thing that I didn't really appreciate is the fact that the Swiss Post is giving an extra support to an external player. And what does it mean? It means that for an external player, having people that he pays in Germany, he will have quick delivery, and for the e-commerce in Switzerland, the players in Switzerland, it's difficult because they have people that they pay here in Switzerland for their logistics and stuff like this. So I mean, it's not fair to give them those kind of support, which is not okay for us, because if we start a business in France and we start to ship from France, which we will not do, of course, but I mean, the Swiss Post will not give us the same way, the same pass-through. So this is why we're not very happy about it.
But what do you do now to tackle the fact that Amazon is coming to Switzerland, and you've got people that are complaining about shipping costs because it's not possible yet to pick up the products here on your site? So how do you deal with that?
Okay, for me, the fact that Amazon comes in Switzerland, it's definitely a good thing, because it will push the other players to be more creative. And this is what we are now working on, is to be much more creative. And of course, it will stimulate a bit the market, which is very positive for the end user.
It's it's the number one in e-commerce. You're not afraid of this big giant?
For QoQa, we're not afraid, because we are more in the uniqueness of product, which is not the case for Amazon. And we are really close to our community, which is not the case of Amazon. Amazon is more selling normal product, and we are more focused on something which is more unique. So for us, it's not a big deal, but for other players, I think it will play a role which is a bit different.
QoQa has a shareholder, the Laminière family, and even though a few years ago you said that you didn't want any investors, so what's the strategy there?
So to make things clear, we still have no investors.
It's a minor shareholder.
Exactly, but they came because they wanted to have, because they tried different things on internet, and they have different businesses also in Asia. So for us, it was a good thing to see a bit what's going on abroad, and for them it was very interesting to understand how the Swiss market is working, and I think QoQa is a bit different than a normal e-commerce website. So for them it was, I think, very interesting to take a bit this energy and this philosophy, which is different of what they normally do. So that's how it works with the family, with the Laminière family.
And since you're so close to the community, could they one day be part of the company as shareholders?
This is something we are thinking about, but don't say it too loud. But yeah, we are thinking about it.
Every Christmas you have these very special, crazy offers, half price Teslas, iPhones. You set the bar really high, so what's next?
It's very difficult to say because we are currently working on next Christmas and we have some opportunities coming, and we have now to just to make sure that it will be as high as last Christmas period. So we have to, we are working hard on it. So
some offers though appear quite often. So you have kind of partnerships working with some companies. How does that work?
You have products that are evaluating from month to month. So sometimes we have the upgrade of this product and the community is very positive about the product. So it's a kind of exchange, because you put that product and the community can come and say, okay, we bought it last time for the old version, it was very nice or it was very bad. So it's really transparent. So for the brand it's really interesting because they get real-time feedback, and for the end customer it's important because they know if the others like the product, what was wrong on the old version or what was good on the old version, is it still available for that new version. So this is how it works.
But isn't there a risk to actually bore the client because you offer the same product over and over?
Yeah, this is something we thought about, to say, okay, because for example, if I take main razors that we do like every 6 weeks, but the thing that we notice is that every time we do new razors, it's a kind of, it's called a product that is that you will buy in the market anyway. So we do such high scores in terms of quantity that it will be really stupid not to offer it. So sometimes, like once a week, we have a product that has already been offered. So people say, okay, again, etc. But it's only once a week. So for me, I think it's not a big deal.
You have some offers for hotels and restaurants, and clients could be worried that when they actually try to book, there are some conditions. For example, you can only come during the week, you cannot book on weekends. So how do you deal with these issues?
Okay, that's an interesting question, because usually what we do with the hotel that we do some part, it's really rare that we have some big exclusion in terms of dates. It happens, of course, but what we do, we say to the customer, okay, don't worry. If you didn't find a date, you can still contact us, and we'll find the trick to put the validity of your coupon for 6 months more, etc. But you know, the thing is for the hotel and for us, we really need to be flexible. If you start and you stick with the rules, it's not good. I mean, it's just taking the money from the people, and it's not fair. And this is not the way we work.
But are there any partners that you blacklisted because of that?
No, because we make rules clear at the beginning. It could happen that, for instance, we had a very bad experience with one partner, and we decided, okay, you know what, we stop everything, we'll reimburse our customers because we are not happy with the service you're offering. But it's really, really rare.
You're very successful here in the French-speaking part. What about your success in the German-speaking part?
Wow, it's a very interesting question. The thing is, in the Swiss-German part, we don't have the same visibility, and the Swiss-German people, they have a different vision of e-commerce. You know, it's a different mentality. Here it's more Latin, so you know, when you have a good thing, a good service, you can share it and say, oh, you know, I have been on that website, they are very cool and they are offering a good service. The Swiss German, they are more straight. Is it a good price? Yes, no. If yes, okay, I will buy. If no, go away. And it's a bit more difficult to enter, and the sense of humor, etc., that we are using in the French part is different. But the thing which we noticed is the Swiss German, they are more loyal. When they go somewhere, they stick with you, and they give you very interesting feedback. So we need to grow up there a bit more.
Because you have your website in German, you have special offers for this part of Switzerland. So, do you think it's really just about the approach that they don't like it, or it's something else? It's a cultural thing?
I think it's both. It's the first thing is, of course, a cultural thing in our sense of humor that we have to adapt. So this is why we have a team now in Zurich which is handling this. And it's also a fact that we are not that visible because I'm here, I'm making a lot of noise here around, but I'm not in Zurich, which is something that will change because I will go in Zurich. Every time I go in Zurich, I meet those people, they are so nice, and we start to exchange, but we did not know you. I said, yeah, because we are not visible enough, so we have to work on this. And this is really I would say the main point is to be more visible.
So the plan is really to extend and become more national?
Of course.
And what do you think of this multicultural landscape that we have here? Is it more an asset for your business or disadvantage?
No, it's a real asset because when you have such a difference of culture, we even see it in the company. The Swiss German have a completely different opinion of the Swiss Romand, and it's very interesting sometimes because I say, okay, we are both Swiss, but we have a different thought, so we have to adapt ourselves to that market, and it's not. Yeah, you have really to do it this way, and it's a really interesting learning thing for us.
You started QoQa when you started the company. You were an IT manager,
yeah.
And now you have this idea of creating a co-working project called the Q Center. Based on the Silicon Valley model, but what is the idea behind it?
So the idea was really because we didn't find here around, at least in Romandie, some places where you can feel the energy. If you are an entrepreneur and you would like to start a business, it's so difficult to get the support, even if now you have more companies and more support, it's still difficult to have the thing where you start, you go in and you can find different skills to help you to make your business become real. So we decided to create this building with a special concept, not to have a simple co-working. Co-working, you have a lot there and there, so it's not, we don't want to do a copy-paste. What we would like is really to have a place where people can go and ask for help, or if they have a specific matter or specific problem, they could ask the other people working in that place, and they could also have a kind of support from the QoQa team if they want. So it's definitely something that will help people to have their project come true, and this is really where we would like to tend to go.
And why was it important to actually create this project? Because we've seen other spaces like this in Switzerland. It's already existing. So what is it that you want to do differently?
The thing for me is when you go in those spaces, it's a bit too quiet, it's too, and we need to shake people and to make things become true. When we have a project here, we see it. When we have a project, it goes live. So it's not just an idea and then you talk about it. And I see the need here around because I see a lot of entrepreneurs coming to me. I have like 5 to 6 appointments per week with people, with ideas, and only 1 of 10 is becoming a real project. So for me, this is not acceptable. We have such a lot of creativity here around. So we need to push this and to help those people to make their dream come true. And I think we can give them the supports and sometimes be a bit more realistic with them, and and I think they need this.
Is it part of your altruism to share your experience and help other people? You're very active here in the French-speaking part, also giving speeches. So this is really something you want to give out, again, to the community and young entrepreneurs.
Yeah, but I think I didn't have that support, and for me it was something that I missed a lot. And I think it's so great, when we have entrepreneurs coming here in house and we share ideas. For me, it's so refreshing. So it's a real gift to have that exchange with those people. So if we can help them to have something that becomes interesting and real, it's a win-win situation for me.
One last question about your formula to present a product, to offer a product once every day at midnight or at noon. This is something that can get really addictive to your customers. Is it something that you predicted in the beginning, or?
No, at the beginning it was really a joke. If you would have known me 13 years ago, you will notice that it was more just for fun, and it's still for fun, even if we are like 100 employees here around. But the main thing is fun, and the result of this is that we are gaining money and we can pay our salaries, and we don't need to take money from banks or anything else. We can grow by ourselves, and that's the most important for me.
Thanks very much, Pascal.
Thank you.